Everyone's life is like a unique book with laughter, tears, and the marks of years. For the middle-aged and the elderly, their stories are more like a classic tome, full of heavy wisdom of life. However, in the busy modern society, their voices are often overlooked or even forgotten. Today, we focus our lens on two groups: those volunteers who are quietly dedicated with love, and the middle-aged and elderly friends they serve. Through listening and communication, the volunteers not only learn to feel with their hearts, but also help us rediscover those sparkling stories hidden by the years. Let's start from the perspective of the volunteers, understand their initial intention and feelings, and see what drives them to invest their time and energy to build a bridge of understanding and care.
How often are you available to volunteer? Are there any specific day or times?
I'm available to volunteer during my semester break when I go back to my hometown, mostly on weekdays.
What motivates you to want to volunteer in an old folks home?
The experience growing up with my grandparents motivate me to become a volunteer. And growing up with them, I got to see how much love they had, and also the aging brings a lot of challenges. For example, they need someone to help them with a daily task, and also sometimes you need to listening and speak to them in case they don't feel lonely.
Do you have any personal experience with elderly?
Yes, I have been taking care of my grandmother for her last few years of her life.
Could you share a little about it?
Of course, and I have been cooking and have some talking with her and listening to her, and this experience bring me that become a patient people and also the importance of building a meaningful connection.
What are some challenges do you face when you being a volunteer?
Some older people will have some hearing problems or Alzheimer's disease and or other conditions that make the communication harder. So in that case, I try to be patient and use my creativity to make them understand what I'm saying.
How would you interact with them?
So for non-verbal older people, I will making the eye contact with them, but sometimes not working, so I use the writing method, which I write down what I want to say on a paper and give them to see, so that they can understand what I want to say.
What do you gain from the volunteer experience?
So I gain a lot of valuable life lessons from the seniors. They will tell me their experience and also their story. Besides, I also develop my patience and communication skills and problem solving abilities. Especially when I communicate with different older people.
Is there anything else you would like us to know about the old folks homes?
I would like to say old folks home is very important because they provide help, provide care and support for older people. And I know that it's so hard for older people living at there because they will feel lonely and sad. And that's why I think that become a volunteer also important
conclusion, talking to a volunteer at an old folks' home shows how fulfilling and sometimes thought it can be to care for elderly people. Volunteers share how they build special connection with the elderly and how the experience brings them joy, even though it can be challenging at times. It also highlights the importance of kindness, patience, and the difference volunteer making in improving the life of the elderly.
After listening to the volunteers, we can't help but think about what kind of impact their contribution has brought to the middle-aged and the elderly. In these ordinary yet warm daily interactions, middle-aged and elderly people not only feel the power of companionship, but also rediscover the happiness of being listened to. Next, we will turn our attention to these elders who have experienced the passage of time. Through their narratives, we will enter their world and listen to their understanding of life, their love for family, and their expectations for society. These voices are not only about their lives, but also epitomize the development of our society. They remind us that no matter what age we are, everyone deserves respect and attention.
What aspects bring you the most comfort or difficulty?
Actually, my daily life has changed a lot. I used to be able to walk around easily, go out for walk, and chat with friends in the park. But now, because of my joint problem, I have to go out less often and struggle to even walk for a few minutes. My family visit me to bring me some comfort and support, but I often feel alone. I used to cook with ease, but now I have to rely on takeaway and help from my family most of the time. Although these changes have been a bit frustrating, I have learned to adapt and gradually found a new balance. For example, reading and writing letters have become part of my day, which makes me feel relaxed.
Can you share some memories of your family that have been particularly touching to you? And how does family support help you in your life today?
I remember when I was a child, my parents always took care of us with love and passion, especially my mother. She always made me feel at home. Now my children are also trying their best to take care of me, especially my son, who takes me to the hospital for checkups every week. I am very touched by his concern. I know that as I get older, I am no longer able to do as much as I used to. But I still feel that my family support for me is so important. They not only take care of me materially, but also give me a lot of encouragement spiritually. That feeling of family is the strength I carry with me wherever I go.
What major challenges have you experienced in terms of your health, and how have you coped?
Oh, there have really been a lot of health challenges. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and diabetes, which worried me. At first, controlling my diet and taking my medication on time was hard for me. There was a time when I didn't want to deal with this condition, and now it always felt like I could still do a lot. But then I realized that getting treatment and making positive changes to my lifestyle was the only way to go. I started walking every day, adjusting my diet, and going to the hospital for regular checkups. Although sometimes I felt less fit than before, I learned to take care of myself and keep a positive mindset. Most importantly, I learned to rely on the support of professionals and my family.
What do you think is the biggest misconception society has about older people, and how do you think society can better focus on and help older people?
I think a lot of people think that because we are older, we don't know anything and don't need to participate in social activities. But in reality, we still have a lot of wisdom and experience to contribute. Too often, society overlooks the fact that older people should have the ability to live full and meaningful lives. I would like to see more community activities and opportunities to help older people to stay active. Not just physically but mentally, older adults can volunteer and share their knowledge and experience which benefits them and community.
How do you stay connected to others, and what role does social interaction play in your emotional well-being?
Staying social is very important to me. Despite mobility problems, I meet with my neighbors every week for a cup of tea and a chat. Sometimes my old friends call me to chat and tell me how they are doing. Socializing makes me feel that I am not alone, especially the little things that don't matter, like laughing together or discussing the weather, which make me feel that life is full of meaning. Everyone needs someone to talk and someone to listen to them. Older people especially need this kind of socialization because loneliness is the hardest burden to bear.
Looking ahead, what are your hopes and dreams? What would you like the younger generation to know about aging?
Honestly, I hope to continue to see my grandchildren grow up and spend more time with them. I would also like to be able to do more things I enjoy, such as traveling or learning new skills, although these may not be easy to achieve. With regard to aging, I would like young people to understand that older people are not just weaklings who need help. We also have a wealth of experience and independent mind. We just need more understanding and respect. I wish they would spend more time interacting with us and not just see the aging is us and overlook the fact that we still have value.
Every attentive listening is a journey across the age gap. Every sincere companionship is a salute to life. This interview showed us the enthusiasm of the volunteers who use their time and patience to convey love and understanding. It also allowed us to hear the stories of the middle-aged and the elderly, the wisdom and memories that are deeply hidden in the years, which made us feel a lot of emotions. However, this is just the beginning. There are still many middle-aged and elderly people in our society who still face loneliness, health problems, and communication breakdowns. Their needs go far beyond material security and require emotional care and social attention. We call on more people to join the ranks of volunteer service so that listening and accompanying become a habit. We also hope that the future society can be more tolerant and warm, so that every middle-aged and elderly people can feel respect and love. Because when we care about them, we are also caring about our own future life in old age.